everyone, it's Miss Dragonfly back again, and this is my review of episode 15 of Married at First Sight season 4. Now, this episode starts by concluding the homestay from last visit, and then we have the group dinner party after that. Now, the last time we saw Andrew, he was being hammered by Cheryl's aggressive Scottish dad, Hamish, who kicked him out of the house by saying, "I'm done with this bonding. Get out, mate." If Andrew gets pretty pissed after this, I wouldn't blame him. In fact, he did so from that experience and the vibes he was getting from Cheryl during the home visit the whole time. Andrew says that his feelings towards Cheryl changed. He admitted that alarm bells rang in Perth when she rejected his kiss. But I guess he continued on. They then sat down after coming back and talked and chatted, and then Andrew decides to move out so they could have some space for a few days. Then we see shots of Susan showing Sean around her hometown. And even though they supposedly broke up last week, she's still calling Sean her husband. So have they broken up or haven't they? Now the twins take their husbands to meet their dad in a paddock. It gets them each to bite onto the end piece of a piece of hay, each while he prepares to crack a whip, to whip it from them and whip it in half. Now, they're doing that and they are absolutely terrified as to how accurate he is going to be. But it turns out he was just pulling one on them and didn't do it at all. So that was a good laugh for everyone. Now, on to the dinner party. In preparation, Cheryl and Andrew agreed to be civil to each other during the dinner party and not air their dirty laundry. However, once at the dinner party, Andrew tells them about the grilling he got from her dad, and they all couldn't believe it. Cheryl sits there not looking happy. They don't even acknowledge or speak to each other, and Andrew is completely ignoring her. Now, despite agreeing not to air their dirty laundry, Andrew can't help himself. Andrew takes Sharon and Nick away separately and he speaks to them. Andrew gets fairly emotional talking to Sharon about his disastrous union, telling her that she was spot on about Cheryl. He opens up to them and says that he hasn't felt that low in a long time and hasn't cried in 5 years, but was welling up. I guess at this point he must be regretting agreeing to go back into the competition with Cheryl when he was initially asked. And Sharon, understandably, is angry for him, saying, "Well, what's the point? You deserve 1,000,000 times better than this." And Andrew then asks Sharon not to have a go at Cheryl, and to her credit, she doesn't the whole night. Now, Anthony is many things, and being blunt is certainly one of them. After Andrew reveals to the guys that he has moved out of their apartment, and Cheryl and he are sleeping apart, Anthony delivers his take. He says, "I'm not surprised to hear that. From day one, I really questioned that match." He explains to the camera, and if that's not a sign that a relationship is doomed, I don't know what is. He also assesses Susan and Sean and was blunt about them as well. Anthony says that they are both great people individually, but together they don't work. Being in the racing industry, he has observed this before. He says Sean is a horseman and Susan is not a horsewoman. Sean needs a horsewoman. And Susan wants someone that will put her as a priority. Now, when you're with a horse person, horses are the priority and relationships come second. Now, that may sound funny to many people, but I have heard this before, and now Anthony has repeated it again. So there looks to be like there is some merit to it. And Susan did attempt later on to smooth things over with Michelle and Sharon after calling them bullies for ganging up on Cheryl at the last dinner party, where she re-entered the experiment with Andrew. Now, the only problem is they didn't know she called them bullies, and that made for some awkwardness on Susan's part. The twins said that they were both not bullies, and Sharon says that she could have been less strong about her words, but she didn't regret saying what she said as it needed to be said. And it seems that what she said was actually true, going from the feedback from Andrew. And they decided to end it with a hug to put all this behind them, which was a good idea. Now, the episode ends again with Anthony being the assessor, and he said that Cheryl had dug her own grave. She was there physically, but emotionally she was not. He says that Andrew is a decent guy. He's got a lot to offer, and he doesn't think that Cheryl can see that. You know, I think that Anthony is actually becoming better at analyzing relationships than those experts that the network has brought in. I think this relationship, well, Cheryl and Andrew, should not have gotten off to start with. And if the both of them were not on a TV show, then this couple would have walked the other way long ago and still not try to hold on to it for the sake of TV fame. So what do you think? Let me know your thoughts by leaving your comments below. And if you've enjoyed the video, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to be alerted to when the next video is up. So until then, see ya.